Okay, this is Mr. Pink and Yellow, and I'm here with Sissy Crusher, and we're going to do a hangout and crush this sissy, right? So, so,
By the way, everyone, speaking
yeah,
of that, this is going to be a pleasure and a pain at the same time because
yeah,
this guy is off to listen to.
yeah,
What it is, this guy is a status seeker and
yeah,
he's using men's issues to
yeah,
gain status.
yes. Gain
Because
attention.
you'll notice, yeah, he's on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. So
Yeah,
this guy is a guy who doesn't want to work for a living.
yeah,
You've got to understand that. He wants status and he wants it off the backs of guys he doesn't give a shit about.
yes. And, and,
That's it
and
in a
now here's another
nutshell.
thing. He's bait and switching as well. He's using men's issues to lure people in as well, which I find obnoxious.
Yes.
Because I've the first two videos I saw of his were quite decent, and I thought, oh, this guy's got potential, right? I was formerly subbed to him.
Yeah.
I saw two. Oh, he's talking about feminism. He's talking about male passivity, not fighting feminism. Oh, this sounds good, basically,
Yeah.
right? And he's just a bullshit artist, and he's actually a liar. I'm gonna prove he's a liar. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Well, in fact, he'll even admit everyone that when you start pressing him on his issues, he'll say, "Oh, I'm not an
yeah,
MRA."
but we'll get to
He'll
that.
just say,
We'll get to that.
"Yeah, yeah, of course."
So
Okay.
okay, so we're gonna I jump in on his stream in chat and speak to him from 36 minutes in. Okay, so but we're gonna listen to what he has to say, and if it gets too tedious, we'll just jump straight to 36 minutes. So I want to deconstruct and psychoanalyze this guy basically because
Yeah.
okay, let's get on with it.
So, my name is Dan, otherwise known as Men Need to Be Heard. My channel is
So
about.
that's a men's issues channel right there. That's men need to be heard.
Yeah.
The implication is it's a men's rights channel, right? Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
About raising awareness of the issues that men and boys face in today's society.
Okay. So if you want to raise awareness about it, but you're not a men's rights activist, what do you want to do? Do you just want to raise awareness and not do anything? Is that it? Like, do you just want to raise awareness for the sake of it? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and from time to time, I'll have a topic that I want to talk about. I'm live every Wednesday from 4 to 5:30 Eastern US.
That's another red flag. All right, with YouTubers. So people are schedule based. They're selling themselves. They're selling the platform. They're growing the platform.
Yeah.
Like we don't do that. I don't do that. I don't think, I've got to do something every Wednesday. We've got to do a hangout every week. We've got to do a hangout every day, blah, blah, blah. I'm actually quite lazy because I'm actually sick of men's issues in a lot of ways. I find it stressful.
Yes.
But if I really feel I've got something to say, I'll make a video about it if I feel it's important. I won't go, I've got this stream on Wednesday, and I'll just blabber on. I don't do that, right? That's a red
No.
flag a lot of the time,
Yeah.
right?
We take it as they come. If
Yes.
something important comes up, that's when we do it.
We are based on the content itself. We're interested in the content. We
Yes.
think it's important. We're not based on ourselves or a platform or a status, right?
Yeah.
So, but
And like I said, from time to time, I have a topic. But today, I like to do something else that I do at least once a month, sometimes a little bit more, which is just open it up to you guys. So, one of the things that my followers like to do is ask me questions. It could be on topics related to issues that men and boys face. It can be on just general life questions.
so yeah,
Yeah, keep it right there. Yeah.
you have to keep the lifestyle advice separate from men's rights. They're separate issues, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, okay, I'm gonna give lifestyle advice, right? Very basic lifestyle advice. Don't be too overtly mentally ill so you don't get excluded from social circles. Have status. Have money to spend in social circles. Flash the cash. Buy expensive clothing to flash your status, right? Have status. Have status. Have status,
Yeah.
right? Find a niche
Exactly.
and a career where you can gain status. Status. Men don't want to hear this, right? They always obfuscate, always deflect, always talk about their confidence or some other
Yeah.
issues, or platitudes about just being yourself. No, if you don't have a status, being yourself is a waste of fucking time. It's status, status, status,
Well,
status,
this guy
status.
talking
Yeah.
is living proof of it because
Yes.
that's what he's doing.
Yes.
Sometimes they like to ask me about me, and that's fine. I'm a fairly open book. My regulars will be
Oh, by
jumping
the way,
on short.
that's a mistake on his part
Yeah.
because he reveals too much.
Yes.
about himself.
Well, to be honest, it might not be a mistake because I think his audience lacks self-awareness and awareness in general. They're not going to pick up on it. They're idiots. It
Yeah.
doesn't get mad.
That's true. That's true.
Shortly. But I just wanted to kind of open it up with that, open it up to you guys, see what you guys wanted to talk about. I hope you all had, for those of you in the States, hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. I had a fantastic one.
Okay, I never say that. I don't. I hate these fake pleasantries. Basically,
Yeah.
right? Maybe it's because I might be on the autism spectrum. I don't know if I am or not. It's a very trendy thing to say, right? But I've noticed myself personally. I don't like superficial socialization because it just kind of comes across as
Yeah.
fake.
I wouldn't call yourself autistic over that. I
Yes,
mean,
but no,
I'm the
but
same way.
yeah, but you can get labelled autistic over it, right?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
so I'm
Yeah.
just yes. So I've actually it's actually affected me in the job market as well. Unfortunately, I because I've been asked why do you want this job, and I'm meant to give bullshit platitudes about self improvement or positivity
Yeah.
because I want to get paid, right? That's what
Yeah.
I say.
I can hear that.
I can't do it. I can't do the bullshit. I want to get paid, right? Like
Yeah.
if it's a really interesting career, right? I still want to get paid. Like if it's a really interesting career and I'm passionate about it and I enjoy doing it, I might take less pay, right? But I still want to get paid at the end of the day, right? That's what it all boils down to. So I don't like platitudes. I don't like these. Oh, how was your Christmas? How was your? Look, this is parasocial nonsense here, right? You don't know these people. You don't. I don't know you. I don't give a fuck about your Christmas, right? At Christmas, you either had Christmas turkey with your family or you didn't. Now just move on.
really, really enjoyed my Thanksgiving holiday.
And it's filibuster as well. It's just finding stuff to say too. Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
for those that don't know, I am also, besides doing the Men Need to Be Heard thing, I am also a strength and conditioning coach. I train
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
power lifters to compete. I also have my small group fitness and that kind of stuff. So I was coaching them all
Oh,
up
by the
last
way,
week to
so
get.
here's that. It's a big red flag when guys are into weights. I'm
Yes.
sorry. I know
Well,
I used to lift weight too, but it's a standard self improvement
yeah.
bullshit that guys go through.
Well, I used to lift weights. I've sort of stopped. I did it to get stronger, so I could defend myself easier. That's it.
Yeah.
I did it,
Well,
and
that's what guys should be saying.
it actually saved me in a real life fight. Basically,
Yeah.
it made my arm strong enough to choke someone out who was attacking me. So
Yeah.
I like I know so I like when I do it, I do like feeling stronger and get my arms bigger. But the thing is, I sort of look awful as well because I've got a really bad belly. Got no definition on my belly, so
Yeah.
I've got these big arms and big legs. It just looks like to bodybuild. You got to do every single part of the body, and I can't be bothered doing that. But whatever.
Yeah. Well,
But
the thing is, these guys never say that. They
yeah,
never
they do
say,
it to attract
I'm
women.
lifting weights so I can be stronger than the next guy and dominate him.
And
They never want to say that.
and also it's to attract women as well. It's insecurity to attract women. But the
Yeah.
thing is, they don't understand it's all about status. I've seen like big belly men with no status get the girl because they got with no. I mean, no
Yeah, of
big belly
course.
men with status get the girl. Yes, that's what I mean. Like Joe Pesci was banging Naomi Watts or Naomi Campbell.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Get them through the Thanksgiving holiday. And I do what most trainers and coaches don't do, is I tell them, go crazy. Take the weekend and go crazy. Just get back to it when you're done.
Because you're a power lifter, that's why. Okay. You can eat a lot of shit and power
Yeah.
lift. It's not about being slim. Okay.
So I had a really fun day with them, a lot of them on Monday. I just
And what I like about powerlifting as well, I'm sorry if I'm digressing, it's easy as well. It's the easiest form of weightlifting.
Yeah.
You can just get heavy weights and just do a little bit and you'll get gains. That's why I like it. But
connected
Yeah.
from the internet almost completely this past weekend, which is something I also recommended to my clients, but I would also say to you guys, and I'm going to be doing the same at the end of the month at Christmas. But yeah, so I had a really good holiday.
he's saying disconnect from the internet. So basically, it's distracting me from my status because this is what it actually means: gain status. Like
Yeah.
there's no status to gain.
Exactly.
Men don't give a shit. Are they gonna go out in the park and be bored? Have a nice walk in the park? No, it's all about status. Everything
Yeah.
men do because I've realised everything about men, all these insecurities, what they talk about, it's all about status.
Yes.
Recharge
Matter
a
of fact,
little
this
bit.
guy, by the way,
Yeah.
Mr. Pink, I mean, he himself will say, get away, but he spends all his time gaining status on the computer.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I had videos going up, and I did check on it periodically, but honestly, I don't think I spent more than 15, 20 minutes a day from Wednesday on till Monday on the internet. I shut the computer off completely. I actually unplugged it, so I wasn't even
Stop here.
tempted.
Something doesn't ring right here
Yeah.
because as he talks on,
Yeah.
he'll say how he doesn't get along in parties and shit. So
Yeah.
I don't know what he's filling his time up with,
Yeah.
but I don't believe any of this horse shit.
Yeah. So he's who knows?
A lot of the times I had my phone next to my bed instead of where I was. If I was out and about, I kept it in the car because I went out and did a few things. So really good weekend for
Here,
me.
here. No. If he was really serious, he wouldn't take his phone at all.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
always connected like everybody else. He's just
Yeah.
like everybody else.
It's male status anxiety. Women don't do this. Oh, I've got to get off the mobile phone, get off the computer shit, because they're not worried about the status. You see,
Yes.
like men all scapegoat. They don't understand what's going on. They can't fully comprehend it really. 'Cause it's an instinctive drive, but they always got to deflect the blame onto some external factor, right? Blame it on
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Hope you all had a good weekend for those of you in the States. Jump in, ask me some questions. Like I said, I'm live on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, so I jump around on things.
So what he's trying, because he's slowly growing his channel. He's not getting great views,
Yeah.
but he's slowly climbing. It's like every video is like rolling the dice, and if you get lucky, you might go viral, right? That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get his status and go. But he's about promoting. And I promise you, if he ever gets big, which I doubt, but if he did, if he got like 100K subs, he'll drop the men's rights completely and go.
He will
He'll go all out on the dating advice, right?
Yeah. And the fact that he's on all 3 platforms, that tells you everything.
Yeah.
Hey, over on Instagram, Rohan asked me, have I authored a book? I have authored several. So I have
Holy
on the
shit.
fitness side, I've written, God.
Do we have to listen to this? I don't want to hear about his fitness books.
No, go further ahead.
Yeah, whatever.
Be looking around. Don't know what happened, but we started getting bombarded with people that were like, I don't have a problem with people posting one message on their agenda, but somebody was just literally putting as many messages as he could of trying to take it over. Goodbye. And actually, I don't have a problem.
Here,
with
I don't know what he's like. He leaves out all the details about this.
Yeah, let's just keep
calling him out?
No. Let's keep him playing. I think
doing what he was doing.
someone's just trying to hijack his
All
platform.
right, Ted,
I think.
hopefully that answers you. I'm going to jump over to my TikTokers in a moment, but Rohan asked, what's your advice with men with little to no social skills? I was at a wedding a while ago. I couldn't fit in with people and socialize. I ended up looking like I was disinterested and distant.
Well, the thing is, you're low status, so you're not welcome in. Basically, the women women in the social circle have decided you're low status, you're surplus to requirements, and therefore the men are not going to be interested in socializing with you, right? And you're not withdrawn. You're not drawing people away because you're withdrawn. You're withdrawn because people have rejected you. You've instinctively picked up on it. But let's see what advice he gives. You see, it's very simple. I've noticed a lot of advice that men give. It's always hyper agency, right? It's always blaming the men. It's always putting the responsibility on men, like dating advice. Don't do this or this. Don't do this or that to the woman or put her off. No, you didn't succeed in a date because a woman rejected you for any reason she wanted to. It's the same in social situations. If people don't like, if you're
going to admit that here for himself.
Yeah, if you're ugly, right, for example, right, people are just not going to like you, right? That's just the truth, right? People are very shallow and people are very judgmental. It's just the way things are. You can't just gaslight people and say it's your social fucking skills.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this.
I'm not talking about dating here. I've actually been on dates where I've said outrageous things, stupid, outrageous things on purpose, and the woman's still interested, right? And I've been on dates where I've behaved myself and the woman's not interested, right? This myth of social skills. There is social skills, but it's not how people frame social skills as. Do you know what I mean? Right? It's okay, yeah. The term social skills is used to actually victim blame men. Okay, women can be as socially awkward as they want. Yeah.
My friend, I am you. This is going to shock you guys. I hate parties. I am not a social butterfly. I am the guy that stands in the corner.
It means he can't dance, right? There's a video that Lindy Bridge did, and I think he does resort to Evo psychology too much, but I do think there's an element of truth to it. He basically says male extroverts and introverts. The difference is the ones that can dance and show off genetic fitness, like go to parties, and the ones who can't dance, that's exposing the uncoordinated. Don't go to parties. That's what he basically
Yeah.
said, and I think I agree with that actually. So he
But
can't.
also there's another thing.
and just
Obviously, this guy is like you said.
Yeah.
Women aren't interested in him. They look
Yeah.
at him. Thinks he's low status, so they avoid him.
Yes.
So the men avoid
hangs
him.
out there.
Yeah.
I'm not one to go to parties and hang out. Now, a small intimate gathering or small group, sure, like friends or something like that, or family, fine. But like the holiday party where there's 100 people there,
And people go to parties to take drugs as well and get drunk. Let's be real. So
Yeah, of course.
oh, I hate them. I hate them. And I'm like you, my friend, right? I ended up looking like I'm disinterested. I don't want to be there. It's just not my thing.
He isn't.
So,
So basically, he's talking about parties, but this guy's talking about a wedding where he should actually know some people. So it's not exactly the same situation, right?
Yeah,
So I think if you don't know
exactly.
people, don't go to the wedding. You're filling up the guest list of some couple who don't give a fuck about you, or they give a fuck about you. They're going to include you. Make sure you're included, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
what do? Well, again,
and it's actually psychopathic. Like if I was a woman, right, and I had male friends, projecting my mindset onto the women, and they were actually legitimate friends and they're in my orbit, I would make sure they were included in my social group. I would, right, out of compassion, right, out of concern for them. But
Yeah.
the women don't give a shit. They just don't.
struggle with it. So I can only tell you what I do is if I find myself in that position, I try and get one or two people. Believe it or not, if you scan the room, and that's the other thing, right? Is that I've taught self defense. I've been trained in various things. I'm the guy scanning the room looking for problems, right?
Okay,
But you'll
why,
always
why would you be
find one
doing
or
that? Okay, stop that right there. If you're going to a party where you know people, especially,
Yeah.
and you're looking for problems, in other words, you're looking for a fight.
He's looking for a
That's
low
what you're doing.
state. He's looking for a low status man to bully and exclude and point out as a threat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I don't go to parties basically because actually I'm not going to go to parties and look for a threat because I don't want to get knifed or shot, especially in America, right? I'm not
Right.
interested. Yeah.
two other guys, usually, sometimes women, who are like that, go strike up a conversation with them. It can be difficult. I understand that, right? Especially if you don't have the skills or.
It's not skills, right? If
Yeah.
Okay, if people are receptive to it, you can go talk to them. If they're not receptive to it, you can't talk to them. It's hyper agency again. The thing about social skills is actually this is actually legitimate social skill in my opinion. You read social cues and you read people's emotions, right? And you can read whether they're receptive or not, right? You don't
Yeah.
artificially force it. Okay. We shouldn't be telling guys this nonsense.
You're the nervous. I'm not nervous about going up to people. That's not it. But I don't like big crowds where I don't know
Your
people.
stopper here, like, I'm not nervous about people, but I don't like big crowds. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a contradiction. Sorry,
Yeah.
dude.
And stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not the chatty Cathy, so to speak. But I
You could have fooled me.
will make a point to go
Yeah.
find one or two people that if you look around, you'll find them. They're there, right? Another thing, like back in the day, 25 odd years ago, when I met my second wife, we met in October.
There you go. By the way, his second wife is divorced. So this loser
Yeah.
got married twice
Yes.
and divorced twice.
And
Right.
he still won't speak out against marriage. Yeah.
Her family has a monster Christmas party.
By the way, I don't waste too much time with anti-marriage stuff. My stance is pretty clear on it. It's pretty obvious that you can't. We're not. MGTOW's going on about it over and over again because they want to get married, right? They're obsessed with
Yeah.
it. Okay, it's just like marriage is boring.
My point is that this guy,
Yeah.
He's willing to do the old gain status, get the girl, get rejected, and
Yeah.
do it all over again.
Yeah.
You know.
On
So if he
Christmas
was
Eve.
really about men's issues, he would be saying, "Don't do that."
Yeah.
You know.
We're talking. It's not uncommon. 150 people are at this party, right? So I had just met her. She said, "Why don't you come?" Sure, because I didn't have my kids that Christmas Eve. I show up at this party. Oh my! I was like, "What have I walked into?" Right? And they were all huggers, and I am not a hugger either.
Yeah, it's right here. Because he's just saying he doesn't like people.
Yes.
You know,
any stretch, and they
he's that
swarmed
type.
me, and I was so uncomfortable. So I can relate to what Rohan is saying, and I found myself tucked in a corner, right? So nobody could get at me unless they came straight at me. But, and this goes back to what I was just saying, I made a point to talk to a couple people. And ultimately, I got to know more and more people over the years because I never really felt that comfortable in it. And that was family. Most of them were family. So I get it. Hopefully
Wow.
that answers it.
Oh, the chat's live. Okay, we'll check. Around this time of year, men can be lonely. Do you know resources or younger men in particular that offer positive, supportive socialising and hanging out for men? Basically, I live a lonely life and I'm very unhappy how toxic society has become. At 32, I don't trust my peers as women in dating. Translation: I can't get a date. I live by myself and
Yeah.
I'd rather be in a church with friends. Basically, translation: I joined the church in the hopes to get a trad wife. You can these people are
Yeah.
easy to read, basically. So it's all about I'm low status. I'm lonely, me, and it sucks being low status. But it is. What do you want me to do, right? What do you what do you want what do you want the internet to do? I'm sorry. Come on.
Yeah.
Make
Hey,
an
Mr.
effort.
Finken Yellow, we don't get clowns like this on in our comment section. It's that's we're not about this.
We're going to
You know?
speak why? Cause I've seen this myself. What look at these people? There's men's rights discourse that offer like safe spaces for men to vent. They come in and vent. They vent and then just leave. Right?
Yes.
It's a waste of fucking time. Like, no, we're here for systematic, philosophical reasons, right? We want to change
Yeah.
society, raise awareness, and make a movement. Okay, we're not here to like cry in your fucking beer and whine and complain,
Yeah.
right? Is it like,
Yeah. We're not a bar.
yeah, I'm sorry. Like the thing is, if you don't have if you don't have any like relatives or friends in your life, that's bad. That's sad. I feel for you, but the men's rights movement is not that. I'm sorry, it can't offer you that. Like, but having friends is not going to stop false rape accusations or workplace discrimination or boys getting downmarked at schools or baby boys being circumcised. It's a separate issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's men especially tend to become loners. I call it hermitizing, and I tend to hermit sometimes myself. And there's
Because men
We'll
want,
stop it here. See, he's admitting it.
yes,
Go ahead.
men want women in their lives. They're not interested in socializing other men. That's all it is,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
there's really nothing wrong with that per se. But around the holidays, it can be difficult, right? If you're home alone, don't make the mistake of
We'll stop right
becoming
here.
that
This
hermit.
is something
And
that men are to blame for. Like when you cut other guys out purposely because you don't want to bother with men,
Yeah.
you're going to be alone. And
Yes.
that's the way it is. You
The
know?
questioner, I'd rather be around family and friends. I was very depressed because dating is a horror show now these days. Translation, I can't get a date. That's all it means. I
Yeah.
can't get a date. Because you go like
Yeah.
I've been on dating. It's very hard to get a date on social on apps unless you got money. You got to flash the money. That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So yeah.
and then medicating yourself, if you know what I mean, drinking and that kind of stuff, right? If you find yourself feeling that way, and this is what I teach the guys that I talk to, make plans. And if you don't have someone you can go to, make your own plans and invite people. You'll be shocked. Like I said, the two guys I reached out to locally,
Stop
they
right here.
couldn't.
Look, this is ridiculous advice
Yeah.
because if you invite people and they're not interested in you, they're not going to show up.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Have been more appreciative, even though they had other options. The fact that I just made myself available and I got it. You come sit, have a seat at the table. Dinner's on me. That type of thing. It meant the world to them, right? So hopefully that helps. Let me just jump over to my TikTokers because I got a bunch of them. The lives do better on TikTok. My YouTubers, my Instagrammers, invite your friends, will you? Because the more the merrier.
Give me status, please. That's what it means.
Yeah.
Says the guy who just said he was not the most social person. People are shocked because I've been in bands and I've played in front of thousands. I think the most I've ever played in.
Oh,
Actually,
by the way, this is another thing. Go ahead.
loner here, but I've got some people. I'd rather keep my group small. Actually, I don't blame him. I don't blame men for that because you're just going to attract
Yeah.
users and status seekers. Okay, so
Yeah.
what was you about to say?
Oh, just that he's talking about being in a band. Same idea. It's more status.
Yes.
Every guy wants to be a rock star.
Yes.
You know?
If you can make it, you can get all the pussy you want, basically.
Yeah.
In front of us about 5,000. No fear. I have zero fear of public speaking. As I said, I'm a trainer. I've worked in gyms for
Yeah, stop
years
right
and
here.
talked to
See what
people
he's
there.
revealing?
Yeah.
He's saying, I have no fear of public speaking because that's about status gain.
Yes.
But I hate, but he's no good at parties
Yes.
because people could smell that he hasn't had any status. You know, it's
Right.
that
Oh,
simple.
I think. Yeah.
There. But you put me in that party situation, not me. Um, Sean asked, how do you make everyone happy? Well, Sean, I'm going to answer your question. You can't, so don't even try. Make yourself happy.
What a retarded question. But his audience are idiots,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
And if you make
Oh, yeah.
yourself happy, you'll make other people.
And this is the thing as well. This. I know everyone says this, but I like to think I'm genuine. So if I had a stupid question like that, I'll just go, "That's a stupid question." I wouldn't like pander to them just to be friendly and gain status. It's like that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Being sincere, like manipulate people, being sincere, pretend you're interested, win people over. That's
Yeah.
what he's basically doing. Yeah.
People happy. That's the best advice I can give you. We need, when I say we, I mean all of us, men, women, all of us, but especially men. We need to make ourselves happy. Don't twist that. I already see. It came out of my mouth, and I went, "Oh God!" Somebody will jump into comments with a smart ass comment. Well played if you do. But really, Sean, what I would say to you is, you can't make everyone happy. You're never going to accomplish that. So why try? What you can do is focus on yourself.
This is stuff that's boring to listen to. You
So
get a little further ahead.
Yeah, so it's basically focus on
Yeah.
yourself and get status. That's what he means.
Yeah.
Okay, blah blah. Let's
Referring to, you can listen to it on Apple. That's audio only.
look at the questions. As a combat veteran and a divorcee, so he's another rape victim who has been without his older children. I am 41, and I want men not to feel lonely. I do not seek happiness. I will not seek happiness. Seek purpose, and happiness will come naturally. What? You don't want men to feel lonely, but I don't want to seek happiness and purpose. It will come naturally. But what if it doesn't? Like, Jesus Christ. I'm very unhappy. I live in a time where I'm viewed as the enemy to society. Yeah, because I can't get status. If you could get status, you'd love viewing other men as the enemy, the low status men. I'm happy because I cannot trust a woman again because I've been shat on so much and the toxicity in dating women when I'm 32. Translation, I can't get a date. I'm happy because there is a risk to start a family. Translation, I can't start a family. When men talk about the risk,
Yeah.
it's an ego defense way of saying I can't do it because they'll do it. They will do it, basically. Like, I wouldn't start a family with a woman, right? Okay, but I would still have sex if it was easy to get. I'm being honest. If there was easy sex, if I was like a rock star and I could get sex, I'd do it. I'm sorry, I would still do it.
Yeah.
I'd be banging women up the arse, making them suck my cock, right? I'd have a harem if I could. I'll take the risk. I'm sorry, but I won't get fucking married and start a fucking family. Jesus Christ! But when they talk about the risk, right? Okay, that means that they can't do it. It's just an ego defense way of saying it. So I can't get regular sex, right? If I put a lot of effort into it, I might get it like once or twice a year if I'm lucky. That's nowhere near enough. It's not good enough. If I find a girl to have sex with, she's gonna realise I'm a dead end loser and she's gonna dump me anyway. So it's a waste of time. And it's gonna get my hormones
And
going.
here's another thing.
No, I'm not finished.
These guys.
Yeah. Let me finish,
Go
please.
ahead.
It's going to get my hormones going as well, right? It's going to get my hormones going, and I'm going to want even more sex. She's going to dump me, right? Because that's what happens when you have sex. Your hormones going, you want more sex, it gets you horny, right? It gets your system going. She's going to dump me, and I'm going to be frustrated. That's what happens. Okay, so I'm being honest. I'm not going to use the ego defense. Oh yeah, I'm not banging a woman because it's too risky. No, I'm not banging a woman because I can't. That's the fucking truth.
Yes.
I can't. That's the truth. Yeah.
And also the family thing. The
Yes.
family is a deflection too. It's
Yeah.
family just means I want the girl
Yes.
because I know how these trad cons treat their children.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
A few other smaller podcast things that do audio only. It's on Spotify and YouTube video, but you can just shut the video off and listen to the audio. So hopefully that answers that. Let me jump over to YouTube. The questioner, hey bud, back. I'm glad to see you're back. I'm just scrolling through all your messages. I'm going to paraphrase. He's again struggling with being alone and he's being unhappy. Again, I would go back to what I said earlier, right? This is a great topic.
I'm going to talk about something. There's a trap here. as well for men. And I can relate to this trap. I think it's very important to talk about it before I forget. Okay, men who feel unwanted or who are unwanted, who perceive that they're unwanted, get depressed, right? And they're not
Yeah.
motivated to gain status. Okay, and they don't want to gain status because they realise that they've got to realise on some level they're going to gain status to be wanted, or to make people pretend they're wanted to be included, but they want to be included innately. So they're trapped basically. So they want the status, but
Yeah.
they're not motivated to get it. So they're trapped basically. It's like a positive feedback loop of despair, basically. So that's what I think this guy, the question, is trapped in.
Topic, actually. If you don't mind, I'm going to jump on it a little bit because, and I see Curtis. How you doing, buddy? Curtis jumped on and basically just stole my answer. I just saw it. Your life is what you make it. You control yours, not others. Curtis is 100%
There you go.
correct.
There you go. He's putting hyper agency on these guys.
Yes.
He just admitted you can't control others. So your life, your
Mm.
loneliness, the best you can do to control it is say, well, time to be lonely.
Or gain
Just deal with
status.
loneliness.
Or gain status.
Yeah.
That's it. It's gain
Yeah.
status. Be a quote unquote high value man.
That's over on
Yeah.
the YouTubers, right?
The term high value man is dehumanizing, by the way. It's a misinterest word.
Yeah, it is.
You make your life what it is. So my advice to
No, you can change your perceptions a little bit and come to terms with things, but you don't make your life what it is completely. Nonsense.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course.
questioner, Rohan, all the guys that are saying, I'm not happy, you've got to step up and take care of yourself, whatever that might be.
But
Right?
that's actually not natural. Actually,
Yeah.
human beings were social animals. We used to live in extended families and tribes where we took care of each other, right? So this
Yeah.
feeling unwanted actually causes depression and despair in men, right? So he's just telling them to suck it up. Okay, but the thing is, I
Yeah.
don't know how to fix it because the only way to fix it is you would have to structure society to bribe women to pretend to care about men. You,
Yeah.
right? And even tradcons are not prepared to do that. Actually, they actually run policies that actually break up families as well. They're fucking idiots. But yeah.
I've shared my story in the past. There's times I've really struggled. For me, there are two things that I do primarily to help me. One is
I know, but I am unhappy with what society has become. I.e., I can't get the girl, I can't get status. That's what it means.
Yes.
It's cut. Yes, you don't give a fuck about.
If these guys were personal winners,
Yeah.
society would be great.
Yeah, and
It's that simple.
it's not like he's like deeply unhappy about like politics or whatever's going on. He just doesn't have status. Yeah, like men like there's a lot of misery. Men get discriminated in schools, in higher education, in the workplace. Men with status don't give a fuck, right? Men
Yeah,
like
they
that
don't.
Russell Brand, he didn't give a fuck until and he still didn't give a fuck really, but he didn't notice until he was falsely accused of rape. That Russell Brand, he was like banging all the women. He had all the status. He had a YouTube channel like 1 million subscribers. He was hanging around with all the like B-list celebrities, because I consider them B-list, right? He's not A-list, okay?
Yeah, of
So he's
course.
hanging with all the B-list celebrities. He had status, right? And he didn't give a fuck. This is typical of men.
I lift weights, and I lift them a lot, and I love every minute of it. I do it both on my own. Many times I pop my headphones on. I'm at the gym. Leave me the F alone. Don't come near me.
Yes,
Right?
stop right
I
here.
will
That's
glare
what I'm
at you.
talking about.
Yeah.
He's admitting he doesn't. He's only going to deal with another man if he's networking.
Yes.
Otherwise, he doesn't want to deal with you.
Yes. Yes. Oh no. Oh, I'm going to give an example. I was on this online trading group in Facebook, and one of the mods, I spoke to one of the mods, right? He was the mod of the group. It was like, any questions, ask the mods. It's about selling something I had, selling a computer I had. And basically, he told me to bug off, basically.
Yeah.
He told me to go and speak to someone else. And I know what this guy looks like. He lives near me. I'm going to get in his face in real life if I ever see him. I'm not joking. But I was tempted to type something back and told him to go fuck himself, but I didn't do it. But it was basically, no, why are you a fucking mod in the group then? And it says, please, if you want help selling something, ask a mod. Fuck you. Tell me to bug off. And I know if I was a pretty girl, he'd be speaking to me for sure. He would love to help me. Fucking cunt. So it's low key, passive male or male hostility. Yeah? It's basically full of that all the bloody time. Yeah.
If you come near me. There are other times, though, I'm hanging out with my gym.
But the thing is, I actually don't blame him on one level either. We can't just pretend, oh, men are there to be like. He might be avoidant of men because of life experience. We got to give him that.
Yes.
Because I'm actually avoidant of men. I've had some bullshit recently with a group of men. Like, there's a table that these men tried to book somewhere, right? And I had to confront them over it. And they weren't even sitting on it at the time. I said, no, no, you can't do that. Basically, when you're not sitting on this, I'm sitting on it. You know, I've had to deal with bullshit
Yeah.
like 8 months ago over it. So yeah, I can understand it. I don't really go out of my way to socialize with men. To be honest, I don't trust them. Yeah.
But he's not
Ambrose.
honest in that regard, right?
Yes.
He
Yes.
doesn't come out and say these things.
Yeah, because he has to attract an audience. Yeah.
Right? And we're shooting the shit and having a good old time.
And the thing is, men are not really worth making friendships with anyway. A lot of the time, because I've actually had someone who was part of the promo collective. I was friendly with him. I was playing video games with him. I don't really care if he hears this or not. We've never had an argument. He actually took passive aggressive jabs at me a few times, which I took and I ignored. Right, to maintain civility, to maintain a relationship, and because I said something about assault rifles having to be, America needs to do something about assault rifles. He ended the friendship over politics instantly, right?
Yeah.
Because he was a gun nut. I'm just saying it was a fucking gun nut, and he can't be honest about it, right? He can't be honest about it. He's like, if you're a gun nut, I'm sorry to use such a disparaging term, but I'm just being honest with what I feel. If you're a fucking gun nut, right, you've got to be honest, right? They try and deflect. They can't. If you have more guns in America, more people are going to die, right? But they have to deflect
Yeah.
and go blah blah blah. You know, this country, Switzerland, doesn't have gun crime, murders, even though they've got guns. They deflect with all sorts of nonsense. Okay, but at the end of the day, if you're truthful, you'll say, look, I know people are going to die, they're going to get shot, but I value my hobby. It's just the way it's got to be. But they can't say that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, like for me, for example, movies. I don't want movies censored. Okay, right? And I generally think violent movies don't make people violent. Okay, there might be one or two cases where it does, and even if there's one or two cases where a movie might inspire someone to kill someone, right? I still don't want movies banned. So for freedom of art, some people might have to die. I'm honest about it. I'm framing it in an honest
Yeah.
way. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because you could take it to an absurd conclusion. Like you'd have to ban all sorts of stuff just in case someone might die or get murdered or something. It might inspire someone to do something, right? You might have to fucking like ban Frankenstein or ban Dracula. I'm sure there's been nutcases who read Dracula and have attacked people and drunk their blood. It must have happened once or twice.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, I'm digressing. But
Right.
I'm just saying about male friendships. I'm being honest, okay, and they're a waste of fucking time because like men will just drop it over all sorts of silly shit. It's a waste of fucking time.
Whatever works for me, I'll do that. The other thing I do, play guitar, right? You can kind of see the one over my head. Again, same type thing.
Displayed here. Look at my status. I play
Yeah.
guitar.
He
That's
can't be
what
that
I'm doing.
good.
Sometimes I
Yeah.
just sit here on the bed behind me and just jam away. That's one thing I do to make myself feel better. But
His hobby's linked to gaining
By
status.
the way, if he was good at guitar, he'd be playing it for people on
Yes.
YouTube.
Yes.
I also will reach out to people I know. Hey, you want to jam? Right? Those are my hobbies, so they become my way of finding someone else to kind of hang with and get myself out of my headspace.
Okay, that's actually good advice. You find if you want to socialize, you find hobbies, right, and you do things in common with other men. But they're acquaintances though. You don't expect too much from it.
Yes.
Yes, because there's certain people that I see, and I think they should get hobbies like get into online multiplayer video gaming and voice chatting or something for their own mental health instead of wallowing in it. But I don't know. It's up to them. I'm not going to name who they are, right? But yeah.
Right. That's what works for me. That may not work for you. You are an individual. You've got to figure out what makes you happier, right? The questioner just said, I'm unhappy with what society has become. I get it, my friend. I'm not happy about it either. That's why these channels exist, is so I can try and do something about it, right?
So but you're not a men's rights activist, though, are you? Okay.
Raise awareness of that.
But you're not a men's rights activist, though, are you?
The thing you got to keep in mind, it kind of
But
goes
also
back to what we
another
were
thing,
talking about
he doesn't
before.
give any details. What has society become? What do they mean? Right?
Yeah.
They don't want to get into it because then they have to admit it's just because I can't get the girl.
Yes.
Which is be the change that you want to be, but do so that it also is productive for you, right?
So basically, if you're going to do activism at all, make sure you gain status from it. If you don't gain status from it, it's a waste of time. He's actually The mask.
Yeah.
This is boring to listen to, but it's actually important. The mask's coming off.
So again,
Yeah.
I talked about this at the very beginning. I checked out last week from doing this. I did my live Tuesday. I did a couple things Wednesday morning, and then I was done with this for the whole weekend. I had to take that mental break. I'm doing the same thing at the end of the year.
Yeah. He doesn't
You're
like
gonna.
dealing
I'll
with
be
these losers.
live with you
That's what he's
guys the
saying.
Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't actually real men's rights. I try and network with men's rights activists, and it's very difficult. Men are not interested. I've noticed a lot of these men's rights channels.
Yeah.
They just make their own platform and try and go on their own platform and stick to themselves, and they actually don't let other men's rights activists promote themselves. Right? They might network with you if you've got more subs, okay, but they're not interested in it. They're just not interested in it. Networking with other men. That's how you grow a movement, by the way. Women are actually very good at that. Okay, I'm gonna have. I had a talk with someone who I played online games with, and he was actually legitimately someone who actually. Some others would call him misogynist, right? I wouldn't call him a
Just a
misogynist.
minute.
Just a minute, what? Anyway, I met this
Go ahead.
guy who could be deemed a misogynist by society. Cause I didn't mean to have a political conversation with him. It just happened by accident. He was a bit of a weirdo, and what ended up happening, okay, was I had a chat with him, and we talked about female nature. Okay, and what he kept on doing is he kept on deflecting over and over and over again. He was saying women are useless. Men do everything. Men invent everything. Men do all the important work. And I was going, yes, but women have got political power. They rule over you. And he kept on going, no, nope, women are inferior. Men do everything. Men do all the work. Men invent everything. And I kept on saying, no, women rule over you. They got more rights. They're more organized politically. And he kept on saying, no, women invent everything. No, men invent everything. Women are
Yeah.
useless. And he just kept on saying he couldn't. His ego couldn't accept the fact that that men and he were submissive to women. He had kept on going on about how useless women were, right? And
Yeah.
women network, they organise, they socialise politically. They're superior to men. They rule over men. They are your fucking masters, men. Get this through your thick fucking skull.
Hey, the nobility was useless too.
Yeah, and he ruled over the peasants. They ruled over the fucking
Yeah.
peasants. Jesus Christ. So, yeah.
Wednesday before Christmas. Then I'm going dark until after New Year's, just to rejuvenate myself and do my best that I can do for me, whatever that's going to be at the time. I mean, I have some plans in the works, but it's we can't change society. So to go back to a question,
You can change society
Whoa.
as a collective, not as an individual. It takes collective effort to push the levers in society and push people, right?
you're saying, and Curtis, I appreciate what you're saying to him too. We can only control ourselves. We can't control society. Yes, we want to bring about changes, but we also have to step back from time to time and take that break from it, and also not.
Okay, the guy you're talking to, men need voices, right? The problem is he's not talking about men's rights. He's talking about himself. Woe is me. I've got low. I'm low status. I can't attract a woman. Woe is me, right? You're talking about stuff he's not going to comprehend or care about. He doesn't give a fuck about changing society. He wants the girl. That's it. This is why, like, even if he was a sincere men's rights activist, which he's not, him talking to these guys is a waste of fucking time. It's a waste of time, right? Can go nowhere speaking to them.
Yeah. He's a loser
total
attracting other losers.
Yes.
responsibility for it. That's the other part I want to say. I can't change everyone. I can change some, and I'm going to do my best to do that. My goal with what I want to do is change the thought processes that men are bad, we're awful, we're crappy fathers, all that stuff. That's why I do what I do, is to help.
And you don't. No.
But he hasn't.
Change the thought
Go ahead.
process of men are crappy fathers, right? You need to give fathers their fucking rights. They need men.
Yeah.
Men. All right. This is what men need. They need the right to. Men should be able to go. I'm going to bust this woman raw. I'm going to breed her on purpose because it's up to her if she has a baby or not. Anyway, I'm going to breed her. I'm going to dump my load in her. I'm going to get her pregnant, and if she chooses to keep the baby, I'm just going to walk away and wash my hands of it. That's it. Men should have the right to do that.
Yeah.
Because women have got right to have kids and just abandon them. Men need the same rights.
Yes.
And child support has to end as well. We've looked at, I'm not sure we talked about it yet in the video. We're going to have to talk about it in the video. There's a study that shows that child support in the UK, and you've got to bear in mind, the child support system is nowhere near as bad as the American system, right? Child support in the UK reduces life expectancy for men, so it kills men. It drives them to suicide,
Yes.
right? So it's not just like positive
Yeah.
views of men. Men need legal rights and they need to demand them. Period. Like lots of people, lots of racists had like a negative views of black people in the 50s and 60s, and they didn't go like us. They said, "Give us our rights, or we're going to cause trouble for you. We're going to protest or riot and
Yeah.
complain and be a pain in the fucking ass and make you look bad internationally as well." Okay, right?
Help men live happier lives, better lives. So I do what I can, but I also step back from time to time. So again, to kind of parrot what Curtis said in replying on YouTube, your life is what you make it. The exact phrase I was going to use too, right?
Look,
Surround
if
you.
you
Go
get
find some.
falsely accused,
Yeah.
if you get falsely accused and thrown in jail, how can you do anything about it
Yes.
on an individual?
Yes.
You know.
Well, you got a positive mindset in prison. Avoid prison rape. Read
Yeah.
good books. Okay. It's not funny though, because oh god, I've got to do a video on. I've got to do a video on fucking prison rape. It's fucking because it's not just that it happens and the system enables it. It sets it up to happen. It's society's attitude to it. It's fucking disgusting. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing that makes me think, yeah, we deserve a nuke on us for sure.
Some friends. Reach out to people. Make yourself available. It's tough. I get it. Like Rohan talked about earlier, he's not a social butterfly. I'm not either, to be honest with you. I have very few male friends, but the ones I have, I'm like this with them. Okay, I actually have more female friends than men. My best friend is
There you go.
Yeah, he wants women in his orbit because he wants to. He wants
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
female. I reach out to her constantly. She reaches. There isn't a day goes by we don't text. Right,
Yeah.
pretty much. It's surrounding yourself with that support system, which is something guys really, really struggle with. We tend to be loners.
Actually, men don't tend to be loners. Men are made into loners, right? Like back in the
Yes.
past, men were all part of families. They want to be part of families. They want to be the woman with the woman. That's it. They want to be around their daughters if they have them.
And it's in our nature. It's what is part of us.
No, it's not in our nature. Remember, we were tribal creatures. That's nonsense. Men are made into loners.
Women, to their credit, tend to be the exact opposite, right? They got tons of friends.
Yeah, because women like each other and they exclude men from their social networks.
And they go make more of them if they need them. But that's where we need to kind of find our way. You don't need 10 friends. You need one, believe it or not. You get one good friend. Make yourself available. Trust me, they will find you.
Up here, like, look, if you can, in other words, you might have to settle for one good friend, but I'd have 10 great friends if I could.
Yeah.
They're just not out there.
Yes.
You know?
That's the one thing when I talk with guys and coach them and they're like, I can't find any friends. I'm like, well, what have you done? Well, I don't know what to do. All right, what do you like to do? I like to golf. This was a recent one. Okay, go join a golf league. Boom, problem solved. What? I mean, he literally he just looked at me and went, "What?" And I said, "Go join a golf."
Because when he was saying I don't have any friends, he means I don't have any women. That's why he's not really interested in the golf club. Yes.
Golf league. Well, I don't know if I have time. Make time. Right.
I'm not sure if I have time. I'm too busy chasing status. I want the girl. I don't want male friends. Okay, translation.
Yeah.
Right. That type of.
And by the way, golf,
my
is a high status game.
Yes. Yes.
Case if I was advising myself, knowing that I like to lift, get your ass to the gym and talk to the gym bros. Right? You'll make friends that way. It's not
the same
happen
gym bros that he avoids, by the way.
Yes.
If you don't make the effort. So great question. All right. A couple people commenting about Thanksgiving. Let your friends know they'll set an extra place at the table. Yes, that's exactly right. And be that person if you can be.
A lot of this is very trite as well. This advice.
Yeah.
It's just filibuster. So this is what lifestyle advice is. It's filibuster. That's all it is.
Let me scroll through all the spam that came in.
The questioner, I'm joining a church. So that's interesting. So questioner, I'm joining a church because I'm low status, I'm desperate, but the church sucks and it's boring. I'm only joining now because I'm desperate. I want to find a trad wife. That's what that means. Do you remember? I think I did a video.
Yes,
ages ago. Like Stardust was talking to some tradcon. He was obsessed with sluts. He doesn't want sluts. He wants a virgin wife. But then he settled. He married an older woman, slept around, and he says, "Oh yeah, I'm part of the Mormon Church. But soon as I don't need it anymore, I'm going to drop out, basically. So i.e., I
Yeah,
use
he
it to
admitted it.
network. Yeah, yeah. Male hypergamy. That's what the video is about.
Sorry, I'm just reading through a couple things. Joshua's, I have one friend states away. I need friends. Joshua, my best friend lives 2,000 miles from me. All right. She is
Listen
my
to
best
that,
friend. I
see?
talk about her all the time, and I'm not saying it as a brag. She lives in Colorado. I live in North Carolina. We
But
don't
this is a
have to
woman
be
he wants to
together
date.
that way,
Yeah.
right? Well, we don't even Zoom a lot. Occasionally we do.
He's not
But
interested
for
in
the
your
most
body.
part, we text. She's there for me. I'm there for her. It's what works for us. I actually
So
haven't
stop here.
seen her in
This
person
guy's
in a couple of
admitting
years.
he'd
Yeah.
rather be with a woman 2,000 miles away
Yes.
than deal with a guy that lives next door to him.
Yeah.
That's what he's admitting.
He can't. I'm going to tell you something about gay sex as well. What a lot of it is as well, because even gay men can't stand each other, right? They get on the they get on the app Grinder, or they go to the gay bar. They fuck some dude up the arse, or they get fucked up the arse, and then they just bail instantly.
Yeah.
They just bail. There's no intimacy. There's no cuddling. They just bail. Men don't like other men for some reason.
Period.
Yes.
Pre-pandemic. Hopefully, I get to see her next year at some point. We're trying to figure it out. But yeah, but you have that one friend, and then try and find some other ones, right? I've been very fortunate this year. I made a couple of really, who I consider really good friends. One of whom is one of my followers, right? He reached out to me late June, early July sometime. He didn't even know that he, because he's like, oh, we're in southeastern North Carolina. He tells me where he's at, and I'm like, dude, we're right next to each other. Gone, had lunch. We've become fast friends. He's a great guy, and we have lunch every other week.
Also, I had a very close friend that I've known for years. Okay, and he's sort of broken contact with me. It lasted a very, very, very long time. This friendship, very long time. And I'm not going to trash talk him because he's done things for me, so I'm still going to be loyal to him. But I do know that
Yeah.
he's abandoned me. I do know he's abandoned me, and he's now
Yeah.
he got married. He's got kids. And he always uses the fucking marriage. He's divorced now, but he always uses his kids and his family as a fucking excuse. Not
Yeah.
even speak online. Like, fuck you, really, fuck
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean? There's something
You don't
fucking
want to
wrong with
admit
men.
that you're not interested in you anymore.
Yeah,
You just want to admit
yeah,
that you just lost interest.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. It doesn't give a fuck, to be honest. That's just the way it is.
Week or so, or
Yeah.
dinner. We get together for a couple hours and we shoot the shit, right? Um, Users, whole string of numbers, not going to say it. Can you make a video advice on how to find or attract traditional woman?
Oh, this is
mean-
where I jump in.
Oh,
Soon, yeah. How to
Yeah.
attract a So basically, you're a mental defect. Right. First of all, there's no such
Yeah.
thing as. First of all, this is a problem. There's no such thing as a traditional woman in the modern era because traditional women existed under different social economic climates, right? And these
exactly.
the housewife is not traditional. Okay, traditional women worked on the farm with the husband because they were in poverty. That's traditional.
Yeah.
People lived in clans, not nuclear families. There's no so basically he wants a housewife to bribe. That's it. You're mental defect, no understanding of anything.
I can. Yes, I can. In fact, it's funny. I seem to be getting a lot of requests for stuff like that.
Because because that's what your audience is, that deselected men who are mental defects, no basic understanding cause and effect. They just want the girl. That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like you guys are like, want me to become a relationship coach. I am not a relationship coach, all right?
I'm not a relationship
It's
coach,
just-
except I am.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yes. Exactly. He contradicts
Um,
himself and he lies all the time.
Yeah, one of the things, if you follow me, you know I do what I call my give and takes, which are I'll take a video and play a part of the video, I reply to it, right? And
Oh, this is where I jump in. This is me. That's my
You are.
that's my reply to the trad wife thing. What do I do to get a trad wife? I just say money.
Yeah.
99.99% of the videos I use came from my followers, right? Every once in a while I find one, but
So, tradcon women are attracted to money.
they come from you guys. And I mean, I get
This is me being diplomatic, by the way. I don't want to get.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get banned, so I wasn't calling them fucking idiots.
dozens a day, right? But I scan here and there where I can, and I occasionally get a good one. But lately, you guys have been bombarding me with relationship ones.
Okay, this is a good time to look at the thumbnails. Okay,
Yes.
spotting red flags in women. So, how to find a good woman for a relationship. The truth about women and coffee dates. Okay, why men need to protect themselves from women. Okay, that. Okay,
How today's women view men. What men should do about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
When men try to deal with their emotions, we don't need that nonsense. What not to do when he asked you to bring to the table. It's all fucking relationship nonsense. How today's women view men. So that's the same fucking video again, basically.
Yes.
What women think they're worth when they're dating. So he's being disingenuous. He's actually shocked why people are coming in to asking about relationships when that's what his fucking channel is on the thumbnails. What do you think he's going to attract? Yeah.
It's a dating
Apparently,
group.
you like them because they're also the ones that are getting viewed. Sorry. So can I make a video? Sure, I absolutely can. It'd actually be kind of fun. But I want to make it clear, I am not a relationship coach. I don't even want to be pigeonholed as one. There's far better ones out there.
No, there's not. No, there's not, because it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yes,
It's like there's a
Corey.
far better there's a far better what do they call those quacks selling fake medicine out there than me? It's like saying that. No,
Oh, snake oils.
snake oil salesman. Yeah, yeah, far better snake oil salesman than me out there. It's like saying that. No, it's all
Yeah.
bullshit.
Emily being the big one. Lauren's another big one. They're on the ladies' side. But I can do something. My goal with what I do with my videos, just to kind of touch on that real quick, is that I'm not anti-relationship at all, and I don't want people thinking that I am.
Right. I'm going to clarify what my stance on relationships is. Right. I'm anti-marriage, but I'm not going to tell men not to get into relationships because there's a few reasons for that. First of all, I think it's a waste of time because men are going to do it anyway. To be honest.
Yes.
Right. So it ends up being I don't want to get into that. Oh, I'm walking away from relationships posturing, which it is. Okay, because I'm deselected.
Yes.
Right. Okay. If anyone's going, I'm walking away from relationships as a man, you're lying. It's just as simple as that. Right. I'm not saying there's actually women I've actually avoided. Right. I've been in desperate situations looking for women I've still avoided some women because they're so overtly insane. Right. They've scared me off. But I'm not avoiding relationships. Women are just not interested. And I think I'm not prepared to start. I'm not prepared to waste my time on doing all the things that you need to do in dating either. But it's still deselection, right? If I could just find a random woman and say, oh, let's have a talking coffee, and I'll go back to her place and I bang her, and she wants to be my friend and she wants to be with me forever, I'll go for it. I'll go for it. Right? If you didn't show any hostile behaviour, every single man will go for it who's heterosexual. If you claim otherwise, you're lying. I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah. So that's my stance on relation. I'm against marriage, but I don't want to talk about it endlessly. I'm against it on two principles. It puts tax burdens on single men, and it's a criminal contract. But I'm not going to go over it and over it. Like, once you're married, you're a lost cause. Go fuck yourself. I don't give a fuck what happens to you. That's my
This
stance.
guy's been married twice.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you
he's a
kill
lost
yourself over marriage, I don't care. I know it sounds harsh. I don't care. It's like saying if you join the mafia, right, and you get chopped up, and your mafia turns on you and makes you sleep with the fishes, I don't care either. You shouldn't join the fucking mafia, right? I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm glad you got chopped up, but once you join the mafia, what happens to you is on you. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's it. So yeah, let's carry on.
I'm also not anti-marriage. I know sometimes it seems that way.
Okay, so it's completely worthless then.
What I want guys to do is
There doesn't need to be any deep discussion about marriage. It's just this simple. Marriage is a contract that incentivizes and rewards the woman to break it up. Right?
Yes.
She gets a cash out when it's ended, when it's broken up. Boom. Boom. Okay, that's so no more discussion needed. So actually these mental defects going, oh, they defend marriage and say, oh, I'm into relationships. Are you against relationships? I'm a traditional man, I want a traditional wife, I'm into relationships, I like women. right? I believe in lifelong commitment. You're signing a fucking contract that incentivizes a woman to walk away and break it up, you fucking moron. Fucking mental
Yeah.
defects. Don't
You know what
understand
it is,
basic cause and
guys?
effect. It's yeah.
These
Sorry.
guys still believe that the marriage contract nails the woman down somehow.
They get
They
the
still
mental
believe that.
defects. They're the mental defects. Then how the fuck do they believe that?
Yeah.
It's Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Like men are, I guess I sort of understand why some women view men with complete contempt. Like, they view them like animals because they're behaving like mindless animals, right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Stop going in with their blinders on to relationships. Meaning, know what could happen.
All right, so he's reading the
Yeah,
TikTok
there you
stuff
are
at the
there.
moment. He said, "What does relationships advice have to do with men's rights?" He doesn't look at the question until minutes later, so he blabbers on for a bit.
Understand that half of all marriages, more than half now, end up in divorce. Your odds of finding a relationship from a dating is like 1 in 5, right? That's my goal, is to educate guys on how today's women think, feel, and act, right? So my videos, especially the give and takes, I'm poking a little fun, but really what I'm trying to do is educate guys so that they have their eyes open.
Have their eyes open, but get married anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, if you have your eyes open, you got a much, much better chance of finding a high quality woman. And they
Dehumanizing word, high quality, yeah, and it's dehumanizing. High quality man, high quality
Yeah.
woman, dehumanizing, talking about people like the fucking products. Disgusting,
Yeah.
disgusting. So you got a better. It's just saying you got a better chance of finding the Walt, basically, which is complete fucking nonsense. So basically, okay, if he's full of shit. Okay, he's full of shit. If these men thought you could find a good woman, what they'll go is, okay, there's good women out there. They're going to love you for who you are. They're not going to want to put you under the marriage contract because it's disrespectful and puts you under risk. It violates boundaries. So they'll agree to be with you forever outside of marriage, right? That's what we would actually say, but that's impossible, right? So they've got to still sell the marriage bullshit, right?
Yeah. Oh, right. The high quality woman just translate into someone to a woman who says yes.
Yes.
That's all a high quality
A
woman.
high quality man for a feminist, because it's a feminist term now. They've appropriated it from the manosphere. High quality man means a servant who's a product, does
Yes.
everything the woman wants.
they are out there. There's a lot of them. So
That's why you got divorced twice. There's a lot of them. What do you mean by a lot of them? Is it like 1 million out of 300 million people in America? Is there 10,000? Is there 50 million? Is it 50% of women? Is it 90%? 20%? What do you mean by a lot of them out there? Jesus fucking
Yeah,
Christ.
there's a lot of them out there, but there's all these lonely guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there, but they're sort of hidden away somewhere underneath the bed. You got to check under your sofa for them, like loose change.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I can kind of do a video on that, but also go watch my give and takes, because even though I may not overtly say it, I'm telling you that. Past couple of videos I've done in the past couple.
I've noticed again. This is another thing as well. Men don't want to speak to each other. They're not speaking to each other.
Yeah.
They're just interested in the streamer. This is why I don't bother going onto these streams normally, because if there's a group of people, I'd want to chat with them, not just chat with the high status guy in charge. Although
I want to back you up on this because
Yeah.
when I joined a stream for some hobby,
yeah,
and I started a message because you can message these guys
yes,
on the stream,
yeah,
and I've started mentioning guys just talking about the hobby, and the guy just came out and said, "No, I want the streamer's opinion.
yes,
I don't want to talk to you."
yes,
You know?
yes, piece of shit. Most of them are not that honest. They just fall silent most of the time and ignore you.
Yeah.
Couple days, at least I think. I schedule my videos out. I think they went up yesterday and today. Tells you how much I'm on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. But I was talking about, one was she gave this whole list of criteria she had, and it was a long video, so I had to chop it a little bit. But
So these reply videos, these criteria list videos that men do, they always reply to them and like mock the criteria list or complain about it. The thing is, what are you going to do about it? You're deselected. If you don't meet the criteria, she's going to deselect you. Even if you meet the criteria, she still might deselect you and find someone else who does, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Right? That's how much power these women have in relationships.
I'm like, this is not a high value woman. This is the kind of woman you want to avoid.
No, she's high value because she's got higher sexual value than men do, including you. So she's high value. She's doing this because she can, right? She knows she can find a man anytime she wants, so she's high value, right? Like like women who are serial killers who get let out find men. Women who are baby killers, who are open and known baby killers, they find men again. They're all high value
Yes,
women. They're in demand.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you learn what
I'm going to give you an analogy. I'm going to give you a market analogy. There was a GPU uh, graphics card supply issue a couple of years back, and graphics card prices like tripled. They went through the roof. They were really expensive. Everyone's complaining and bitching, but everyone still bought them. Women are like
Yeah.
GPUs, graphic cards. There's demand there, right? Men are going to go for it. Period.
Yeah. Well, you know something, I had an old video. I wish more people have watched it.
Yeah,
There's one where the young woman murdered her children, went
yeah,
to jail,
yeah,
and when she got out,
yeah,
she got a job,
yeah.
and the employers were told of her criminality, and they said we don't care.
Yes, yes,
That's the kind of power they've got.
yeah.
They're wanted.
And the thing is, if you tell someone, oh yeah, that guy he dated a 16-year-old girl once, they'll go, oh pedo, fire him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
to avoid, you also are going to learn how to attract the good ones, right?
Ah, hyper agency again. Avoid the bad ones, attract the good ones. Okay, right.
Yeah.
So basically, women are attracted by desperate behavior, like submitting, basically being a supplicant, like signaling that. So that attracts the so-called quote unquote good ones and the bad ones, right? What the fuck that means?
The thing to keep in mind, and I really believe this, the majority of women, the overwhelming majority of women are good. And I'm
There you
talking
go.
I,
See what yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So every single woman who's divorced is good then. That's bullshit. Every single woman who's divorced and alienated father from his kids. He's done videos about parental alienation, so the vast majority of women are good. No. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Bullshit. There's two groups of women out there, in my opinion. There's hostile, right? I think 20% of women are psychopaths and are overtly hostile. And even if it's just 5%,
Yes.
they're coordinated and the rest of women enable them, right? So
Yes.
there's literally no good women out there. Valerie Solanas is the only good woman that I know of, to be honest, because she actually wrote a book that men should read and help them gain self awareness. Okay, right? She is the
Oh, you
she
mean Esther Vilar?
Esther Villa, not Valerie Solanas.
You
Fucking hell.
can
Yeah,
imagine.
sorry.
Hey, everyone read
Yeah, scumbag.
Solanas' books.
I think maybe she maybe cut men up to put them out of their misery. I don't know, but anyway, the manipulated man author, the manipulated man author. Oh, Jesus Christ. The manipulated man but she was like an aristocrat helping the peasants, but the peasants
Yeah.
can't comprehend what the help is. But yeah, okay.
80+%. I really believe that. It's that 10 or 15 or 20, whatever.
No. It's not. It's the rest are enablers. That's the problem. They
Yeah.
profit from it and they go along with it, or they keep quiet about it and they convert, but then they can express their opinions on it later, basically.
Yeah.
Number you want to
What he's
use.
doing is he's saying to his audience, I want you to keep listening to my guru videos,
Yeah.
and you won't if I turn you off. That's what
Yeah.
he's doing.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll make your life hell. But most women are good. I really believe that. All right. Great question. Comment was put out. Yep. Attract one. Be yourself. Yep. Amen.
Be yourself. Be yourself. So that questioner, if he's depressed and moping and being himself, that's going to attract a woman. That's just the most blandest of bland
Yeah.
platitudes. That's filibuster again. Platitudes are basically filibuster. It's saying nothing, basically. It's just filling up
Yes.
air. That's all it is.
Guitar man, for me, it's music. Music for me gets through every day, gives me happiness. Same as me, right? It's you have to find your thing, and
He's just saying the same thing now, basically. He said this before. He's just
Yeah.
saying it in a slightly different way.
then use that thing. I like air quotes. I just like it. All right. To
He's
meet
such a
people,
boring guy,
right?
too.
So
Yeah.
musicians, and I'm sure Guitar Man will jump in on this too. If you
So there we go. Women are either hostile or indifferent to men. No one
They're
replies.
indifferent,
No one
yeah.
challenges me. No one replies. They just say something because it's a fucking truth.
play an instrument and you put it out there, it used to be on Craigslist, right? Hey, I'm looking to jam. Facebook back in the day. Facebook's done. I don't even bother with it.
Because it's a dead platform,
He
no
couldn't get
status.
status on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you could put it out there. Hey, anybody want to jam? I remember back in the day, we used to be on Craigslist, right? I was in bands too, but I would check, if I had nothing to do on, say, a Friday night, I would check
You need to find status. Women like status, basically.
Yes.
Craigslist. There'd be 3 or 4 guys. Hey, anybody looking to jam? We'd go jam. I met so many people that way. Same thing with like my
City Crusher. Have I ever told you that women like status?
Yeah.
Yeah.
lifting and all
The
that.
odd
There's-
time.
Yes.
Whatever hobbies work for you, use them to meet people, and then
All
you'll
right. So blah blah blah. Get hobbies, meet people.
again
Jesus
bring that
fucking Christ.
happiness, positive people. Um,
Positive people means people with status. I'm just
Yes.
translating. This is what it all boils down to with Mel Nate. Once you crack the code, you see it all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Again, I'm happy. Thank you for all the comments, positives. I'm just kind of skipping them. Guitar Man, I feel learning an instrument can help people. It also gives me happiness. Let me tell you, and I will back that up 100%. Is the guitar?
The thing is, if the situation was reversed and there was more status to be gained from playing video games and playing guitar, he would switch over. Let's say rock stars
Yeah.
didn't exist and there's no status for playing musical instruments and it's just a hobby, right? Let's say there's zero status to it. He'll drop it in a heartbeat.
I can lose myself for a couple of hours on that, and de-stress like you wouldn't believe. About a week ago, so y'all heard the new Beatles single, right? What do you think of that, by the way? Jump in the comments.
It's
Let me know what you
rubbish.
think of the new Beatles single. I think it's good. I don't think it's great. I wouldn't put it in the
It
top
doesn't have
50
anything
of
to do with
ever,
anything.
Yeah.
but it's a
Well,
good song.
he needs to fill up time. He has to get the content out there and keep it churning out for the algorithm and to gain status.
And it's actually the first couple of times, the first time you hear it, you're just kind of listening. The second time I was listening to the lyrics, it really touched me, if I'm being honest. And then I found out the story is he had put it on John Lennon had put it on a cassette tape, and on the tape it said for Paul. So he's basically telling that whole lyric thing behind that is towards Paul McCartney, which is pretty cool because he's basically saying, I'm your bud, right? To kind of go into what we're talking about. But anyway, the reason I brought that story up is I decided to sit down and learn it. So I'm listening to it, jamming away, and I figured it out for the most part. It really, I lost myself for a couple of hours, probably an hour and 15, hour and 20. I just lost myself. And I look at my, oh crap, I got to get stuff done. Find that thing that you can lose yourself.
Jump ahead to where he talks to you.
He's nearly there. He's nearly there. I don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Basically. But anyway, I would actually rather listen to just Pearly things than this fucking loser because she says outrageous, ridiculous things that piss me off. But at least it's getting some sort of fucking reaction.
It's entertaining, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also make friends with. This is a great conversation we're having today. I'm loving this. Dalton said, hermetizing. I love it. Yeah. Again, though, you want it to be a positive hermetizing. You can be a negative hermetizing too, right? If you shut yourself off from the world and never come out, that's not good either, right?
Oh my God.
Am I still married to my second wife? Oh, hell no.
There you go.
And
There you
I
go.
have
This is important.
nothing negative to say about her.
I think he's too scared to, actually. She's probably watching him, yes.
That's a great question, Levi.
So, also, he probably doesn't want to be alienated from his kids or whatever if he still has them, or who knows.
No, I am not married to her. We split to be 12 years, 13 years in March. Actually,
So he must have been pretty old. He looks like he's in his 60s. He must have been married in his 50s or late 40s, yes.
Yeah.
April 2nd was the actual day. And I just will never say anything negative about her. It did not work. We were two entirely different people. And I actually get along better with her now than I ever.
She gave you the boot, basically.
Yeah, that's
So
what's
she's
happened.
a fantastic woman. She's a fantastic mother to the child that we had together. She's a fantastic mother to the children I had prior to meeting her.
Well, she didn't kill them, so that's better than some mothers, I suppose. You know what I mean? She didn't flush them down the toilet.
To the point that those children.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
he probably didn't alienate the kids from him, I take it. But it just seems like he doesn't talk about his children, so he doesn't give a shit about them. I'm telling you, these TradCon guys don't give a shit about children.
Yes, they don't. And but the threat is hovering over him, right? The threat is always there even when it doesn't happen. It's called the chilling effect.
Her as much, if not more, of a mother to them as their actual mother. So answers that. Alligator, can you explain the room you're in? Just a curiosity, I
Jesus
noticed.
Christ.
So this
Like
is
the questioners are so fucking boring. They don't want any insight. They don't want to learn about men's rights. They're just asking stupid questions like that, inane personal questions. Who gives a fuck? Like, can you tell me about the color, what sort of paint, what shade of pink you're fucking using on your wall? Like, Jesus Christ. I'd rather talk about fucking video games. Like, yeah, what video games do you have? At least that'd be fucking interesting. Like, fuck's sake.
a bedroom, in case you haven't figured it out. Hence the bed. That's where people. When you live in the Southeast and you're from the North, New York, people like to come visit you because I got beaches all around me. I'm just a few minutes away from beaches, so I have the bed constantly set up. For a while there, I had my couch in here.
Okay, so look, what advice do you give a man like myself that has serious mental health illness because it's very hard to live like this? My advice to you is like, fuck off. Seriously, like, look, what sort of fucking idiot? Because you're an idiot. Why the fuck are you going to random YouTube channels, winding yourself up, moping about being deselected, not being able to get the girl, right? On YouTube channels, do you think that's going to do your mental health any good? Like, piss off out of it. Jesus Christ. Play video games, watch porn, go for a walk in the park, get a better job, get a part-time job, rob a bank, do anything but this, right? Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Even sign up and join a fucking war, which I'm against. Even that's fucking better than what you're fucking doing. Get shot or shoot someone else in war. Who knows? Fucking hell, man. Do bungee jumping without a bungee cord. Fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Like, start a religion. Join a religion. Start a cult. Get tattoos. I don't know. I mean, fucking read comic books. I'm sorry. It's just like, that is, some men are self-victimizing and they love to mope over and over again. Look, I've been pissed off about being deselected. I've been pissed off about my status in society. It still gets me angry sometimes. But Jesus fucking Christ, you don't see me begging on fucking YouTube channels about help. He's begging for help from people who are not going to help him or give a fuck about him, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing they can do to help you, even if they did give a fuck. You can't get help this way. For fuck's sake.
Here, this is supposed to be my man cave. I am building an addition. Hopefully that'll get done soon. But
by
yeah,
the way,
so
his man cave is his bedroom, so this guy isn't doing well for himself.
Yes.
it's a spare bedroom that is also my office.
So he's got a side hustle then.
There's also fitness equipment you're not seeing and tons of guitars.
So he's got multiple hustles going on at the same time. That's what he's doing, right?
Yes.
He's hoping for his social media thing to explode
And all that, but yeah,
And by the
someday I
way,
should do it.
he's a loser because if you look at his age,
Oh, for fuck's sake!
if you look
Sorry.
at his age,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
We should
I'm just
have some
saying,
happiness
if
in
you
our
look at
lives.
his age, that just tells you that this guy hasn't succeeded his whole life.
No, most guys don't succeed, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
Most guys can't succeed. Most guys.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, he's nearly there. I accidentally clicked it. So that's the way. That's the way the capitalist system works. Okay, sorry.
Constantly set up. For a while there, I had my couch in here. This is supposed to be my
You
man
accidentally
cave.
click that, it goes to the
I
next
am
video.
building an addition.
That's what I did.
Hopefully that'll get done soon. But yeah, so it's a spare bedroom that is also my office. There's also fitness equipment you're not seeing and tons of guitars and all that. But yeah, someday I should do a tour of the room. That might be kind of fun for you guys.
It'd be more interesting than this, that's for sure.
All right, let me come back because I see a bunch of comments over on YouTube, and then I'm going to go to Instagram. Mr. Pink and Yellow. I kind of like that. What does relationship advice have to do with men's rights? Well, I'm neither a relationship coach nor do I consider myself a men's rights activist per se.
So let's look at this again.
Anytime you call him out on something, he just denies any kind of culpability.
He deflects. Yes, he's a fence sitter. He's a social chameleon.
Yeah.
Like, when women make demands of men, why no one talks about the good dads? Because no one gives a fuck about men. What women say they bring to a relationship. Why strong independent women can't find love, which is bollocks. Right? Strong independent women don't feel love for men. That's what that actually means. Who's winning the walking
Yeah.
away war? That's a mixed tired video. Dating coaches give bad advice. Like why women keep asking where all the men are? McTard. Is that with Dr. Warren Farrell? He actually interviewed with Dr. Warren Farrell. Is such a loser, basically.
Oh yeah.
He did hang on Dr. Warren Farrell like he's a nobody. 239. The real reason divorce is so expensive. So all right, okay.
So he's like, you need to find status. Women like status. I have all the status I need, my friend.
I wasn't talking to him. I was talking to the other people.
Far more than you probably will ever know, because I don't brag about my status.
And then he proceeds to brag about his status. Look, watch.
You know, that's
Yes,
something
exactly.
I actually kind of, not to pick on this person, but
You can't pick on me.
I drive a 12-year-old car.
Yeah.
My house is about 1,000 square feet. I am putting an addition on.
So you're bragging about having a big house. Men get big houses to attract women, right? He's trying to attract a woman into his life. Okay.
I live small. I don't need. Could I go buy an expensive car tomorrow? I could go and pay cash for it.
So you're bragging. So you don't want to brag, but you brag. So basically, you're so fucking insecure. When I was talking about status, I was talking to the other people how to attract women.
Yeah.
Right, and he just goes on an insecure little rant.
All right.
Yeah. And
Could
by
I
the way,
be
he's
driving?
because he would. If he did have the money
a
for it, he
brand
would have bought it.
new.
Yes.
I don't know. Well, I could drive a Ferrari. Let's put it that way. No need to.
All right. So why don't you retire then, you stupid fucking cunt? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cars mean nothing to me. You know,
He's full of
looking
shit.
at my house.
He loves status,
Yeah.
and
Could I
women
have a
care
million-
about it.
Yeah.
$1 million house on the beach? Yeah. Do I need a 5,000?
Look at me. Okay, I just had enough.
Yeah.
Basically, okay, you're a
Yeah.
clown. I'm off. When he started bragging about his status and how much money he had, right? Okay, I just had to leave.
Square foot house? No. Okay. I am not about status. I get my clothes at, department stores. I don't go to the high end stuff. It's who I am. I am very happy with who I am. And that's the reason I'm kind of going into this.
Jesus Christ.
That's another thing, guys, because we were talking about
I
happiness
left.
and all that.
I left by now. By the way, I just couldn't stomach it anymore.
Yeah.
That's what works for me, and I'm very happy with that.
Oh,
I
by
got
the way,
plenty of
just
money in
to
the
put
bank.
me on
I don't have to work.
The only thing I wouldn't go through the rest of this. The only thing I want to get to is he talks about going to sign up for the military and give some bullshit.
Yeah.
After that, I think we can close out.
Like, quit the questioner. So the questioner's ignored me. Then he goes bye sarcastically.
Worry about paying my bills and never will. As opposed to if I could go out, I could put a Ferrari in the driveway, get that $1 million house on the beach, all that stuff.
So why are you still working then? If you're a fucking millionaire, if you're, I'm sorry. Okay. I can understand like a millionaire still having hustles, right? Still having hustles and doing stuff. Okay. But why would there be a gym coach? Why would there be a gym coach if you're a million? If you're an asset millionaire, why would you be a gym coach? Why?
Yeah.
Why? Okay. And you're thinking
Because he isn't one.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, he's full of shit.
Struggle with my bills.
And if you're an asset millionaire and you're still a gym coach, you're mentally ill. I'm sorry. It's like I'm
happy.
You're crazy.
I'd be miserable. And I say this to all of you because I think, and this isn't like some people say, oh, because I'm a boomer, right? Oh, he's a boomer, yeah. This applies to any age, any generation. We all try to keep up with the Joneses, right? We want to outdo everyone. We want that status. This is a side note. It wasn't probably what was intended. Now I'm a clown. Okay, well, that's great. If you think I'm a clown, I'm a clown. I don't care. Think what you want. But anyway, I don't need to make portray that I'm this fancy guy with all this money. Who cares?
All right.
So what? I'd rather be happy. And I always say, look at the celebrities. They are miserable Fs, right? I'm trying not to swear. Miserable.
Mm-hmm.
How many of them are using drugs? How many of them are drinking themselves to death? They got more money than God. Look at, we were having a conversation at
women love money.
Thanksgiving about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And I'm like,
I
was picking on Travis in the sense that, I actually think Taylor Swift is a very attractive woman. She's beautiful, right? I wouldn't go near her with a 10-foot pole.
This is bullshit.
You'd stuff every single hall of hers if you could. Be real, basically. You'd be in every single orifice. Like you'd probably bang Amber Heard, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
And there's no way I would go near her. She is toxic. I mean,
So basically, high status women who are not interested in you, you wouldn't go near them, right? All high status women are toxic because they're hostile to lower status men, right? That's how it works.
man she's ever been with has been in her songs,
by the way,
right?
he says how every guy that goes with her ends up in her song, and
Yes.
she still gets boyfriends,
Yes.
even though they know that's going to happen to them.
Yes.
It's that. But we were having this whole conversation.
That's actually, if a man did that to a woman, that'd be considered harassment, actually.
Yeah.
So she gets to harass men. All right. I'm going to have to actually look into that. Do a video about that.
You wouldn't? No, I wouldn't. All right. Because I wouldn't make me happy. You want to surround yourself, as I said earlier, with the happy people. I feel bad for Travis down the road. Yeah, props to him right now, I guess. But he's our next hit single in about a year, probably. And the reason I go there is think about it. Is she really happy? Yeah, it looks like it on the outside.
Yeah, she's having a great time banging men, dumping them, being sadistic and bullying them. Bullies love doing that shit. They get
making songs about men. She's made a song about every guy she's been with, and it's always been negative.
Yes.
She loves this. So this guy's he's such a snake oil salesman. Her life is the best human beings can get.
Yes.
She's living the life.
That sadist, the best that a sadist can get, basically. High status, crushing people. Yeah.
But she can't find a relationship.
What do you mean she can't find a relationship, you fucking idiot? She can find a relationship like that, you fucking fool.
She gets a new boyfriend every few years when she feels like it.
She dumps them. She dumps them.
Yeah.
They are, to be at her level, to her credit as a musician, she's working 24/7. She's always got to be quotes on.
No, she's not.
I'm sure that her life is not as beautiful as you might think it is. From the outside, it appears that way, but it's not. I see so much of that. Anyway, all right. Let me jump over to my Instagrammers because I haven't seen you.
When does he talk about the military exactly?
It's coming up
soon. You guys?
Soon. I'm sorry I didn't.
Hey, zombies!
It, but I know
your message. One thing I don't like. I say it every week. I know I don't like Instagram's way of things. What do you think about passport bros? Hope you know what it means. Yes, I do know what a passport bro is. I've actually had
the men coping, going overseas to get a woman. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Deselected by the women at home, getting a woman abroad. Delusional. Yeah. They think the women abroad are different.
Covered it on my podcast.
Well, what it is,
a couple times.
They go to a place where it's easier to bribe them.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah, they don't go to Sweden, right? They go to Thailand. Yeah.
I am neutral on it. All right. So, and again, people ask me this question a lot. So some of you or my regulars have heard my response, but I'm going to give it because he asked a legitimate question. There are pros to it. There are negatives to it. All right. And I will share the two stories that I'm very familiar with.
Can we skip this? I don't want to hear this story about it, to be honest.
I can't remember. Look for the military thing.
Well, how do I know where it is?
That's what I mean. I forgot to timestamp it. Go to 45.
Right.
Try that.
That type of thing. So I went over to the recruiting office, which happened to be next door to the high school that I went to.
I knew it was around here. You can do about 40.
Let's see, 40.
Virtually all my friends are ex-military.
Is this good enough? Or does it have to... I'll go back another...
Alex, if you're on, comment. But really, go check out that podcast. That'll give you a better answer than anything. But
look at this fucking... Sorry, I'm distracted by the question. I feel like I'm picking on him a bit. What advice would you give me, a mentally ill man like myself? I struggle with mental illness. It's so bad. I'm disabled at early 20s. I've got affective disorder, my schizophrenia and bipolar. So what you have to do is go in a corner somewhere, rot away, and remain deselected. Okay, that's the harsh truth. Women don't want schizophrenic men. Yeah. You got to come to terms with that. You're deselected, and you're too low status to probably hold a job together. from the looks of things.
Yeah.
Okay, you're obsessive, you're mentally weak, and women have no compassion for you. They don't care about you. I know it sounds harsh, but that's the truth, right? Okay, so if you was a mentally ill schizophrenic rock star, you'd be fine, but you're not. So you're fucked. You're fucked. Especially you're fucked because of your mindset. You're fucked because of your obsession and desires. So you have to like come to terms with your desires, or wallow in misery and wallow in your obsession. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
Come to
He's got to
terms.
move on.
Come to terms and move on. You either pay for sex if you want intimate physical sex, or you move on. Okay, right?
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. And I've told you the harsh truths in a blunt and harsh manner, right? I haven't sugarcoated them. I've told you something this loser will not tell you. Okay? And I did it for free.
Said I'm neutral on it. I've seen the good, the bad, and even the ugly. Taylor asks, I've been thinking about going to the Marines. I'm 25 years old and I have a daughter on the way. Honest opinion. Oh boy.
So
first of all, let me clarify.
Basically, I'm struggling to find a job. I'm struggling to have status. My wife is pressuring me because she's a psychopath, right? And so I have to join. Now, women blame men for war. Women push men to join the army. That's what it is. I've actually spoken.
Yeah.
I've spoken to a woman who's got an army husband, and she blamed men for war. So I was actually very rude to her over it, and it ended up with me getting stalked online by them. Okay, I called one of them a bitch. There's a whole group of them, but anyway, yeah. So they'll follow you. Be careful who you game with. Let's put it that way, and don't. So yeah. So anyway, I don't like military men, and I don't like people who join the military. They're all scum. They deserve to die, every single one of them. If you join willingly, you get what you get what's coming to you. You're a parasite. You're a welfare
The only ones
parasite.
I
You're a
feel sorry
welfare.
for.
Can I please finish? Because you're
Yeah, go ahead.
you're a right wing welfare parasite if you join the military, because they're all not my taxes, small government, not my taxes, not my taxes. Then you join the military. Fuck you. And you're willing to kill people or be part of the war machine.
Yeah.
Then you complain when it backfires on you. It's just a form of welfare.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not talking about drafted men. I'm talking about people willing to conscript.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Yes.
Conscripted men, I can feel for.
Yes. Not drafted men. And America doesn't need to defend itself either. You're not defending a nation. You're not fucking Switzerland, or you're not fucking some small nation in the middle of nowhere. You don't need to join the army to defend your country. It's not patriotism. It's very convenient, right? They go, oh yeah, being in the army is good. You got to celebrate being in the army. It's patriotism. It's noble. It's very fucking convenient that something you decided to do, you self-label as noble and patriotic. Get fucked. Yeah. Get fucked.
Yeah.
Right.
Clarify, I never served in the military. I'm not going to get into why. I was supposed to go in.
Because you're smart. You're smart on that one. But you're not honest enough to say it.
Yeah. Didn't work out. I was going to go into the Marines, and I was going to go in at the Marines at 18. Yeah. All right, it just didn't work out. My father was...
he failed to probably measure up. That's why.
Yes, that's what it is. Didn't work out, exactly.
A Marine.
What it is, he's going to admit that he wanted the highest status position. He went for being a pilot.
Yes.
And he didn't have the eyesight for it.
Yes.
Most of my family were Navy.
So it's not any principles. He'd be okay bombing people as a pilot, like dropping bombs on people in a third world country, right? It'd be that's cool. So psychopath, social chameleon. This is why the Holocaust happened, right? It's because of people like him. People are willing to work in the death camps, even if they didn't hate the Jews personally. It was a job. It was status. They didn't care.
Yes.
I will tell you this. I work with a lot of guys coming out of the military. I know I have very many friends. In fact, virtually all my friends are ex-military, or even...
I've had friends online who are military, and they've let me down and betrayed me, right? They've actually sided with left-wing women against me, right? That's actually happened. So I don't trust military guys anymore. I was first like, oh, don't judge them, don't be judgmental. Now I am judgmental. Fuck them.
Yes.
And some currently. I work with guys that are currently in the military, also coaching them. I encourage it, all right? Again, though, go in with your eyes wide open, right? Don't believe everything. This is my own personal... I'm going to share the story. What the hell? Hold on. All right. I was in high school. Since you asked, I'm probably going to lose half the audience, but who cares?
Right, I don't want to listen to this, to be honest. You've already said
just go until he admits that
I want to answer your question.
he wanted to be a pilot.
I was in high school. I had already was going to go to college. I had already planned on that. And my dad was an ex-Marine. As I said, I was. My mother kept us apart, but we were at that point. I had left my mother's house.
So you're parentally alienated. Okay.
Walked out at 16.
Yeah.
I wonder if men's being unable to like connect with men is something to do with parental alienation. That might be not be a coincidence actually. So
went and lived with my dad.
Also, notice he left the house. Did he leave, or was she tell him to get lost?
yeah, who knows? Let's not speculate too much on that.
Chit chatting with him, and he never pushed me, but he's like, "Hey, think about it," that type of thing.
Yeah.
So I
Oh, yes, he did, because he said he went to live with his father.
Yes.
So in other words,
office,
he
which
got
happened
old enough, the mother booted him.
Or he might have got sick of his mother, to be honest. Teenage boys do get sick of their mothers, to be honest. We don't know. That's why I don't want to speculate too much.
Right next door to the high school that I went to. And, met with the recruiter, talked about all that, and I was going to sign up. Now,
what the recruiters do, they do the bait and switch with college education, and they don't give it to you. They do that a lot in the recruitment. They promise a college education that you actually don't end up getting. Bait and switch.
Was, mind you, in 1980, okay, post-Vietnam War, they were desperate to get people because nobody was signing.
So he's definitely. So basically, I was born in '82. I'm 41. I'm nearly 42, right? So he's definitely in his 60s then, easily, easily, yeah.
And I wanted to be a helicopter pilot.
So you wanted to bomb people in the third world from a helicopter or shoot them,
yeah. That was going to be my MOS. Things are changed, right? If you sign up for an MOS now and you can't get it, there's ways to get out. I'll let the more experienced people explain all that. Back then, once they had you in, you were in, right? Well, I wear glasses. So I go through this whole process. The recruiter's helping me. I'm doing everything you need to do, right? And then I have to go in to do the final contract. And this gunnery sergeant comes over to meet me, right? Kind of, oh, what are you doing here? Blah, blah, blah. And he's, I'm signing up. I'm going to be going in, blah, 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 right? I'm at that point where I'm ready to sign up. Yeah. And he reaches the paper. He goes kind of like this a couple times. He goes, pilot? I'm like, I figured he was going to take a shot at me for it, right? Just for fun, right? And then he goes, you can't fly. You wear glasses. And long story short, I was so pissed at that point, right? I was pissed because if they had gotten me in, I would not have been a pilot. I would have been probably infantry, right?
So they're doing
a bait. Here. See, now, go ahead.
They're doing a bait and switch on him. They knew he couldn't be a pilot. They tried to get him in, enslave him.
Yes. Exactly. And notice, if this guy is all about serving your country, how come he wasn't willing to take the other one, right?
Because it's not about serving, it's about status. That's all it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling. Yeah.
Yes.
So all these guys who talk about serving the country, they're lying. They're full of shit.
They do that to guilt trip you, to make you worship them. Oh, I serve the country, basically. Look up to me. Appreciate me. Nah, get fucked. Get fucked.
Yeah.
So
okay, so that's everything. I don't want to go any further, Mr. Bingham. We've went through a lot.
I just want to watch one of these. I want to watch one of these men's rights. They're short videos. I want to watch one of these videos. Okay. Okay.
Time to bring it up again. All right, I've talked about this phony statistic before, but it's probably a good time to bring it up again. And I put it under the fallacy of feminism, another one of their lies and propaganda techniques that's been used for decades now to create a narrative that simply isn't true. So the claim is being made that when fathers ask for custody, they win 93% of the time.
And that study's only from one state, by the way, right? As well, it's misleading because of that. It's just a statistic for one state.
The thing that they're not including, that she's purposely avoiding stating in her little statement here, is the definition of what custody is. See, they're basing it solely on the definition of custody being joint custody or physical custody. They're not differentiating between them.
Yes, it's misleading because of that. Because when men go for physical custody instead of joint, like physical custody, they're going to lose out, right? And they only get custody if they ask for it 93% of the time the woman doesn't block it. And this study's only from one state as well. He doesn't mention that because he probably doesn't know. But that's where the false statistic comes from. It's a study from one state with misleading definitions.
And that's a very, very important distinction because you see,
This was actually the first video of his I watched. I think I thought, wow, this guy's got some potential, right?
Yeah.
I think
when you take out joint custody, the numbers change radically. When you interpret it as who gets physical custody, and the far more important thing to feminists and mothers, the child support, it was at the time of this survey, over 90% of the time, the mother's getting custody. That's a significant difference. And it shows how they've manipulated things to create their little phony
And
narrative.
he's pro-marriage, by the way.
yes.
Now, things have gotten a little bit better, but when you look at the numbers and go by physical custody, depending on what you look at, it's somewhere between 80 and 85% of the time it's awarded to mom, and 10 to 15% of the time awarded to dad.
So basically, it's only when the mothers are really batshit insane when it happens, or too overtly batshit insane. They like a lot of women who are batshit insane know how to behave in the court and control themselves. These women don't. That's what happens.
The other little tidbit they love to leave out, or sometimes twist to make it to their advantage, is that, well, dads don't often seek custody. They don't fight for their children. Think about that
It's victim blaming. It's basically saying fathers are niggers, subhumans who don't care about their children. That's what they're basically saying.
statement for a second.
And I've actually heard feminists say, yeah, fathers only want custody so they can avoid paying child support, which is absolutely obscene thing to say. Because even it's true, it's like saying, oh yeah, fathers only want custody because they don't want to be raped and robbed. Basically, they don't want to be victimized.
Yeah.
No shit,
Yeah.
psychopath.
Why should any good dad have to fight for his children? It shows.
And don't use the term good dad. Why should any dad fight for his children, right? As long as he's not abusive, he should have access to his kids. Period.
Shows that mothers actually don't care about the children, they care about the money. Because no good mother would ever force their children and the father apart, would never force him to fight for the children. The very act of forcing him to fight proves they are an unfit mother. Now, of course,
And they should lose custody, yes.
they're all going to throw out the, well, it's abuse and all these other excuses they have. Those are very, very rare cases. It conveniently leaves out the fact that mothers abuse children far more than fathers.
Okay,
do.
did you see why I was sucked in by him at first? Right?
Yeah.
It looks superficial. Oh, we don't need to watch it. This looks like a very good video. I even left a comment, basically. You didn't notice it, but I left a comment, right? And I thought, wow. And I checked out his other videos, and it's like it's like when you see a beautiful woman and you got an erection, and then you find out what she's like underneath that dress, and it goes to floppy. I was like, yay,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay, he's just another trade-con loser. Jesus Christ. So
Yeah.
basically, okay, I'm actually very resentful that he's using men's rights to grow his channel. He's a parasite user, right? He's a parasite user. Please don't speak about men's rights. Just fuck off, please. Just fuck off. You're not interested in men's rights. Like, why isn't he setting up a Discord group? Right, he's speaking about that problem. Why isn't he setting up a Discord group and trying to get men to organise? Why not? Why? 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 Why not? Okay, because he's not interested. He doesn't give a fuck. That's why.
Yeah.
Right? We've got Discord groups and we're trying to get men to organise and join in, and they're just not interested. But some men have joined. We found some good men, but most men are not interested. Using Me Too to destroy men's lives. Okay. Okay, I think I've said everything I've got to say.
Yeah. Same
Yeah.
here. We don't do enough.
Yeah. So, drop the men's rights. Okay.
It's just the standard loser gurus that are,
Yeah.
that you have to avoid.
Guruism is just filibuster. That's all it is. I need status. That's what you should rename your channel.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. Over and out.
Yeah. Same here. See you around, Mr.